Hi, this is Pott, and I'm at Helena Winery, where I've been the consulting winemaker for over 10 years now. I want to talk a little bit about the terroir of St. Helena. Terroir, the French word for everything that comprises an estate, everything that's around the grapevine, the weather, the soil, the geology. But first we're going to talk about the property. It's a 13.08 acre property, planted to Bordeaux varietals, Petit Verdot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, but also a little bit of Petit Syrah. And this property is one contiguous piece, very rare in Napa Valley to have a single vineyard that's all together. And we have the winery on the property as well, and that's very rare too. St. Helena Winery is one contiguous property composed of a single soil series called Bale Clay Loam. It's a very common soil series on the valley floor in Napa Valley, and it makes some of the best wines on the valley floor. At St. Helena Winery, we have a very unusual version of Bale Clay Loam because we had a creek and a river that ran through the property, and those water features deposited rock in very deep sections on the property. So we have very deep rock, and I'll give you an example here. This is from our block 1, and you can see these cobbles are rounded by lots of alluvial action, the water flowing over them, and they're very deep, very well drained soils. So this is layers and layers of this piled on top of each other by these rivers and creeks coming out of the hillsides and flooding over centuries. In block 3, they become finer. It's more silty, more clay in these soils, more denser, giving us more density in the wine, a little bit more softness in the wine as well. So if we look at 2 of the blocks in detail at St. Helena Winery, block 1 is where a creek passed through, York Creek passed through, and layered rock on top of each other over centuries, creating a very deep bed of gravel that's all pure gravel, very well drained, very difficult to grow anything on except for grapevines. And grapevines, they grow small, they grow tiny berries on them. The wines are very concentrated, very intense, but have a wonderful softness to them from those soils. We contrast that with block 3, where we have the silty soils, more riverbed soils. They're a bit thicker, they hold water a bit more. The wines are more soft, less dense, less concentrated, more fruity, more easy drinking, early drinking wines. So a great combination of sites on this property. There's also a lot of obsidian on this property. Further to the north of us is Glass Mountain, where obsidian was traded by the local native people all the way to the Canadian border because of its fineness. So there's a little obsidian in these soils as well that give it a great complexity between alluvial and volcanic soils.